There's you, there's me, and this is we. This is the bucket of we, okay? When we get married, we're going to take you. I didn't put it all. See, I didn't put it all, okay? I'm keeping this separate. That's called separate property, okay? In California, this is called community property. This is anything I acquire during the marriage, okay? This is separate property. If I keep it separate, it stays separate, okay? It stays separate. Keep that thought. This is her, okay? She's put some of hers in there too. It may not be exactly the same, but it's pretty close to it. And by the way, we just got married. It's pretty obvious to see which one's which, right? Okay. So this is any marriage really, with or without a prenup. Okay. This is what marriage looks like. There's you and there's me and there's we. We're combining. And by the way, this isn't just for assets and liabilities. This is like the nature of our stuff, our furniture, the things we bring to the relationship. You could even argue it's like what we watch on TV, right? It's you, me, we, and we combine the two. Okay. Now you and I both know this is actually what it starts to look like. It never stays this neat, does it? It always starts to get kind of mixed up together. In the law, we call that commingling. Okay. Now, here's what's interesting. With a prenup, this stays this simple, because anything you put in this bucket is marital. With a prenup, what you're saying is, if it's in my name, it's mine, asset or liability. If it's in your name, it's yours, asset or liability. If it's in our joint names, we divide it 50-50, or how we agree in writing. But we create three separate buckets, yours, mine, and ours, okay? Do you know what happens in the state of California after 7 years? Or in the state of New York, if you commingle assets in any way? This is solely things in your name. This is solely things in her name, things you owned before marriage. This is the you and the me before you got married. It's community property now, all of it. Everything, all of it. Every bit of it. You didn't have a prenup. Everything that's in it. Everything in here is subject to division. Everything that's in here is subject to identification, valuation, and division. And think about sorting that out.
Okay, so I wanted to show you that video for educational purposes. Obviously, as we continue to grow as a unit, we go deeper and deeper and deeper into the relationship realm, because I'm starting to understand some guys, they want this knowledge because they want to get married, right? Some guys want to be monogamous. Some guys want rotations. Some guys want multiple wives. Whatever you want, the skill set will get you that. But this is what I will tell you: go after the lifestyle that you want, because this skill set will help you get that lifestyle. Now, as you grow, you might realize that you may change as you become older. Maybe when you were younger, you wanted a different lifestyle. As you age, you may want something different. All I'm telling you guys is to stay true to yourself. Now, for the guys who are considering marriage, or they found a girl that just is super compatible with them, and that's the one, and they just know that's the one, and she's on your program, and she's sweet, and she's submissive, the best time to agree on something is when both of you guys are in good spirits. Because if you guys are going through a divorce and one party, usually the female, is in bad spirits, and sometimes it could be you that's in bad spirits, she may have cheated on you, she may have done something very disrespectful towards you, it can get really messy, because all it takes is one person with a nasty attitude to drag it out, make it messy, make it nasty. So the prenup allows you to keep the stuff that stays in your name. She keeps the stuff that stays in her name, and the stuff that you guys acquire together with both your names on it, you split 50-50. So for example, let's say you're dating a girl that's making $50,000 a year, you make $70,000 a year. Most guys date very close to, what the girl makes, right? Now, if you making $10 million a year and she making $30,000 a year, make sure you write that prenup. Make sure you get a prenup and make sure it's written up just right. You know what I mean? But prenups aren't scary. Prenups, don't let a woman manipulate you into not doing a prenup. If you allow a woman to manipulate you to not doing one, that means that she's in control of the relationship. And usually that relationship is going to end anyways. Women don't do a great job at controlling relationships. Men are better leaders. Men are better in control. So, and that means she doesn't love you enough if she's thinking about not doing a prenup. So if she tries to hit you with some manipulation techniques, you got to be smart enough to be like, no, I understand. Here's a video. Here's what a prenup actually is. So basically, if for whatever reason we get divorced, you get to keep everything in your name. I get to keep everything in my name. And the stuff that we bought together, that's the stuff that gets split, whatever percentage we decide. And you decide it together. Now, in order to properly do a prenup, I was told do a prenup 3 months before the marriage. At least 3 months before the marriage. Both of you guys have to be in the same room and make sure everything is recorded. Make sure the whole entire thing is recorded. Make sure a lawyer is present. Make sure everything is agreed on between you two. Don't do nothing shady. Don't write up the prenup and bring it to her. Don't do anything that could not allow the prenup to hold up. So one of the things about CLG, we teach you guys how to be men, and men don't shy from nothing. They go at it head on. Once they find out that there's a problem, they attack the problem. They don't back down. They don't shy away. They don't run. That is what a coward does, right? We don't want you, or I didn't make this channel to make a bunch of cowards. I didn't make this channel to make a bunch of weak men. I made this channel to make a bunch of strong men who have enough self-love and enough self-respect for themselves that they're willing to burn the bridge with a woman that they're attracted to or infatuated with, or, you know, enticed by, because that woman is not on their program. This is the key to it all. God made the man the leader for a reason. There is a hierarchy for a reason. If you choose to break that hierarchy, it may seem like you're winning short term, because a lot of people go for this short term success. They fall into the woman's frame. They fall into her reality. Because they're trying to get some coochie, whatever the case is. This is called short term success. Why did you even do it? What, so you can brag to your homeboys that you slept with her? That's called short term success. That's not long term success. That's not real. That's not something that's going to withstand the test of time. So the reason I show these types of videos, this is more of an educational video, but the reason I show these types of videos, because if you want to go down that route, you do a prenup. You keep your stuff in your bank account. She keeps her stuff in her bank account. And if y'all want to go 50-50 on something, y'all go 50-50 on it. If she can't afford to go 50-50 on it, like for example, if she says, I want to live in this house, but I can't contribute anything to the house. So you're going to have to pay full mortgage. You're going to have to pay full light bill. You're going to pay full everything. Well, then I wouldn't put her name on it. This house is under my name. I'm going to get this house by myself. Now, if she agrees, now, if you do 50-50, which I don't even know why women say stuff like, I don't do 50-50. Who cares? Who cares what you say? Because whoever's the better with the finances, the other person should be handing over the check anyways. Who's ever the better with the finances, the other person should be handing over the check anyways. So for example, if I had a woman and she was terrible with finances, and I should have did this with my BM, and I look back at it and I'm like, I should have took more control, because she would have allowed it. But at that point in time, I was 18. I wasn't thinking like this. So what I try to teach you guys is learn from my mistakes. But let's just say a perfect scenario between me and my BM, right? If me and my BM decided to get officially married, where a prenup was involved, right? If we are going to buy a house together, and I know that we're going to buy a house together, this is an asset, and she tells me I will not be able to contribute anything to this house, well, I'm putting that house solely in my name. And if we were to ever divorce, that house is mine. We don't have to sell it. We don't have to split it 50-50. The house is mine. You understand? Now, if she's making a certain amount of money, right? What I would do, let's say she's making $70,000 a year. Let's say I'm making $100,000, $200,000 a year, whatever. Let's just throw some numbers around, right? What I would do is every check that she gets, I would basically give her an allowance out of her check where she can keep for her spending money. I will take over all the bills. I'll auto pay all the bills. The rest of her check will go to the joint account. She'll have her allowance. The rest of it will go to the joint account. And then most likely I will match whatever the rest of her check is in the joint account. Meaning I get to keep the rest of my money. The joint account will pay the joint bills. Because I'm matching whatever she puts in the joint account. So let's say she gets an allowance of $1,000 a month. Now allowance is just, you get to spend it however you want. You get to shut your brain off. You get $1,000 a month. If you only spend $500 this month, well, you get to carry it over. So now the next month you got $1,500. You understand? This is just girl money. You know what I mean? Lashes, whatever you can do with it, whatever. That's your allowance, depending on how much you make. The rest of it goes into the joint account. I match that. With the joint account, if we decide to buy a house, okay, it's 50-50. That makes sense. Because we did 50-50 with the money on that joint account. You understand? And that's the house that we can afford based off the joint account. Okay, she puts about $3,000 a month into that. I'm going to put about $3,000 a month. Okay, that's $6,000 a month where we can acquire a house, where we can do this, where we can do this, where we can do this. Whatever we decide to do with that $6,000 a month, we're going to do that together. This is called teamwork. I'll control the finances because I'm so good at managing money. Now, if the woman is really good at managing money and you're horrible, you like to gamble and be stupid, as a leader, you got to delegate. Hey, honey, you're really good with finances. I married a woman that's extremely good with finances. You handle the money, but this is going to be my allowance. So I'm going to throw this into the joint account. It's going to auto pay, go into the joint account. I expect you to match that. And whatever I do with my fun money, my free money, my whatever, this is going to be my stuff. You understand? This is because you have to run a marriage like a business. I hate to say it. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You guys are getting blinded by emotions. Men aren't supposed to ever get blinded by emotions. The girl's supposed to be in la emotional land. She's the one that's getting penetrated. When you dropping that Peter whack on her, she's the one that's getting penetrated. That's going to do something to her psyche. If you drop that goddamn hammer on her, it's going to rearrange her brain. You're not the one getting penetrated, homie. You shouldn't be the one with the la land love cloud. You should be the logical thinking, rational human being. This is why I tell you, with women, you got to turn your care down. You guys is care getting too high. You guys is becoming females. You guys got to be smarter than that. See, on this channel, I want to teach you lifelong skills. I want you to learn lifelong skills. And then we take it up a notch in the COG community. We take it up a notch. Because the skill sets I want to teach you, I want this skill set to stick with you till the day you die. I don't want you to ever get caught lacking. Because men that do not master this skill set, long term, they get wrecked. Let me repeat that. Men who do not master this skill set, long term, they get wrecked. They get wrecked by the justice system, the court system. They get wrecked by women because women use the court system and justice system to wreck you. Everybody's on the woman's side. No matter how incapable or how dumb she is, everybody's on her side. So you have to understand this. And once you understand this, you're going to find that you're going to be in a healthier headspace. Because you're more future thinking. And then you guys can start doing some portfolio things. You can start investing in some things. You can start making things happen. Now, if you do it with the joint account, you got to understand all of that's going to be split 50-50. But you put in 50-50, so it don't matter. But guess what? That 401k that's in your name at work, you get to keep that with a prenup. Her 401k that's in her name at work, she gets to keep that. So for whatever reason, if you do divorce, it's clean. It's a clean divorce. There's a prenup clearly stating what would happen if we decided to separate. If you decide to get married through the government, it is a business. You must treat it like a business. Now's not the time to be lily-dilly and I'm in love. I'm going to let her tell me whatever she want to tell me. No, baby. No, baby. If you want to marry me, this is what it comes with. If she says no, be like, hey, I really did rock with you, but this ain't going to work. And you walk away and you don't look back. Because I promise you, if it starts rocky, it's going to end rocky. That's why I tell people it's better to get the hard stuff out of the way on the front end, because it makes the back end easy. Even my style of game, I don't even call it game. This is masculinity. I'm a masculinity coach. The masculine way, the direct way, it may seem like it's difficult up front, but it's smooth on the back end. You get the heavy lifting out of the way early, so it can be very smooth on the back end, if done properly. And all of that is in the COG community, right? I don't hide any skills. I don't hide anything from you guys. I just keep it 100. I tell you guys how it is. I don't sugarcoat anything. I give it to you real. And the reason I give it to you real, raw, uncut, because I realized that there was a hole in the internet. Because you got to understand, I consume a lot of information. And it's very hard to find the truth. You got so many people lying about their lifestyle, lying about who they are, lying about their credentials, lying about what they did. And I said, why? Why? There are so many liars out there that they got hit YouTubers and all they do is expose these liars. How can there be so many very popular YouTubers that can make enough content exposing so many other popular YouTubers? Because it's filled with lies. I'm going to tell you why it's filled with lies. Because it's unregulated. It's an unregulated market. Cryptocurrency is an unregulated market, meaning that it isn't regulated by the government. The government says the most scammers humanly possible are from cryptocurrency because it's unregulated, it's unwatched. So scammers pop up every single day because ain't nobody watching them. So when ain't nobody watching people and people believe that there's no consequences, there are consequences, because what the government does is they go after the biggest scammers and they take them to jail to try to to show them, hey, we watching crypto too. But the reason why so many people get scammed with crypto is because for the most part it's unregulated. It's very hard to press charges against these people. So these people run up billions of dollars with scams and they disappear. They run up billions of dollars, they disappear. Billions of dollars, they disappear. Because it's an unregulated market. YouTube is an unregulated market. What does that mean? That means that anybody with a camera can get on YouTube and say anything. So they can just get on here, they can lie, they can talk about the cars, the rented cars, the rented mansions, the mansions in their girlfriends' names. They can talk about all that crazy stuff. And they can act as if it's theirs because they know that you won't know the difference. So when I seen that disconnect, I say, dang, it's all these people getting exposed. I say, where the truth speakers on the internet? Oh, they don't got many of them because there's not many men left in this world. There's not many masculine men. Because here's the thing, when you tell the truth, you get criticized for telling the truth. And people are going to criticize you as a person, not the character that you decided to create, not some actor. You're trying to act, right? You're trying to be a character. So when they criticize the character, be like, that's not even me. That's the character I play online. Charleston White, perfect example. Man, I play a character online. I don't play a character. The stuff I tell you is real life. This is not a character. I'm not going to sit around here and sugarcoat with you, play games with you. And when I tell you I came to the internet to help as many men become elite as possible, that's what I set out to do. I'm not playing when I say that. I'm not joking when I say that. I'm not sugarcoating. I'm not gaslighting. I'm not doing none of those things. I stay up at night trying to make sure guys elite. Guys that other people would have gave up on. Now, if they give up on themselves, that's on them. But I'll hear somebody in a live Q&A every live Q&A saying that they struggling with the same thing. And I say, hey bro, we got to get you to the next level, because you got to understand, I lose sleep when you ain't getting better, because that's what I came to the internet for. I came to the internet to make sure all you guys is elite. So I'm going to try my best. If you call for help and you ask for help, I'm going to try my best to keep giving you techniques that I use to be successful until it clicks for you. This is what I did to be successful. Go out in the field and test it. Please test it. And let me know if it worked for you, because this is what worked for me when I was struggling. You understand? So for all you guys that, you know, hey man, forget CJ, man, I'm finna get married. Okay, just be smart about it. Run it like a business. Marriage is a business. You will be out of your mind if you don't think it is. It is a partnership. But the thing about a good partnership is you can't just jump into it willy-nilly. You guys, you and your partner have to sit down and you have to say, this is how I view marriage, and you have to be in agreement, in alignment with everything. Don't try to write up a prenup and just be like, hey, sign this, and hope she don't read it all. No. That's not P. You feel me? What's P is, this is what it is. Let's both agree on this. We both know what it is. We're going to do this in front of our lawyer. We're going to allow our lawyer to write it up in front of us. We're going to have it recorded. We're going to record the whole entire thing. We're going to do this several months before a wedding was even planned. And we're going to run this thing like a business. And when it's ran like a business, it usually stays like a business. And you understand, if there's infidelity or whatever the case is, and y'all got to break up, well, at least y'all know what y'all leaving with. I got this in my name, you got that in your name, and everything that's in that joint account, we split that. Everything that's in our name, we split that. Ain't no harm. You feel me? Ain't no harm. And everybody can leave that interaction. You don't got to get caught up into dragged out divorces, a bunch of lawyer fees that the man is usually responsible for. You don't have to get caught up in none of that. You get out what you put in, baby. You get out what you put in. You understand? So that's what it really is at the end of the day. I really want to give you that knowledge, because I want you guys, because I never want to give up on the guys that still believe in marriage and still believe in monogamy, because religiously you're supposed to get married. Religiously, you're supposed to get married before you even have sex, if you want to go by the Bible. You understand? Because sex outside of marriage would be sin. Now, you don't have to be monogamous unless you're a church leader. Church leaders, you have to have one wife. If you're a regular person, you don't have to have one wife. You can have several, but if you want one, you know what I mean? But now here's the thing about several. Like I said, we don't do no backdoor stuff around here. I know this is going to sound crazy to y'all, because I'm telling you guys to be honest, straightforward, and things like that, because it takes a real man to do that. And I'm teaching masculinity, right? And I'm not going to sit here and act like I was perfect. You feel me? But I'll tell you one thing. All of the lies that I told in the past made my life worse. It didn't make my life better long term. So since I've been switching to be more of an honest person, long term, my relationships and my life is better. Because people know that they're dealing with an honest person, people can be more open and honest with me. Friendships last longer. Me and my mom are on better terms. A lot of stuff tends to go better when you just real open and honest. There are no skeletons in the closet. There is nothing that you have to hide or you have to be manipulative with. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Just keeping it 100. So, with that being said, here's what I will leave you with. I'll leave you with this. If you are going to have multiple wives, I feel like the best way to do this is both of your wives must know about each other. If you try to keep one wife away from the other wife, and then you should have the verse, right? I think it's Exodus 21:10. The verse says you can have other wives, but you must treat them equally. Now, there will be jealousy involved. But one of the things that she can't say is if she agrees with it, right? Because you can tell her, hey, you can either agree to me having this other wife, or you can go find you another husband. And she has a choice to make, right? She has a choice to make. But the thing is, if she agrees on it, one of the things she can't say is, you didn't tell me. Now, she might want to throw some contingencies in there. And it's up to you as a man to either agree or shut those down, but do it early. Now, if she says, okay, you can have another wife, but please don't embarrass me. You can have another wife, but please don't brag about it and disrespect me publicly and things like that. Now, if you want to agree on those terms, I agree on those terms. I'll keep it on the low. You know what I mean? I won't be loud about it, boisterous about it. Nobody even know I got 2 wives, just us 3. You know what I mean? We'll keep it on the low, whatever the case is. And if everybody's in agreement, y'all all write that up and y'all, hey, that's what that is. You know what I mean? Now, one of them you can marry legally, the other one you won't be able to. But a ceremonial wedding, hey, you do what you got to do. But now you can have sex with multiple girls. And 9 times out of 10, the majority of these girls that you deal with, you ain't gonna like them anyways. Like, I'm teaching you skills. You jump into CLG, I'm gonna teach you some skills on how to get laid a lot, right? You're gonna, whatever you want to do with it, right? You're gonna be able to have your way with women. What you're going to find out is, no matter how beautiful these women are, the more you start doing whatever you do with the women, right? Blowjobs, hand jobs, sex, whatever you do with these women, you're going to realize that most of these women are broken. Most of these women are unfit for anything long term anyways. So then you're going to start realizing, dang, the Bible might have been right. Maybe I should get married before I start. Or different, the cream rises to the top. There will be different girls that stand out. And the girls that tend to stand out for me are the ones that are on my program and are the most reliable. And still cute and still attractive, obviously. I don't go for booger whoops because I'm looking for a girl in my program. That's not my style. Some people do that. Some people like, man, I just go for the little chunky ones, that's a little bit not that good looking, but they feminine, they on my program. And those are the ones I really take serious. Those are the ones I be thinking about taking the next level, step with. Okay, that's your strategy. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not the one to tell you what to do with your dangling. Right? And if you don't even believe in the Bible, not religious, do whatever you got. I'm the last one to talk about that because I was slanging dangling from here all over the goddamn country. All over the USA. And I wasn't marrying none of these HOEs. You understand? So I'm the last one to sit here and be all Bible talk. I'm just letting you know what's in the Bible. You understand? I'm just letting you know what's in there. You do what you got to do, what you got to do. God, please forgive me for my sins. Just understand that you are sinning. When you lie, you sinning. So don't just be out here sinning just to be sinning. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Your dangling is valuable. Not everybody can get that. You feel me? Your body is valuable. Not everybody can get that. Most of these girls don't even deserve it. On some real stuff, on some real talk. But that's me. I'm preaching to you, dog. You gotta listen to me. All right, so that's enough for this episode. This is more of an educational one. If you do decide to go there, I just want to give you a full breakdown. I want to make sure you had a full understanding of what was going on. With that being said, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this with somebody who needs to hear this. You can't call yourself a friend if you know that your friend is struggling with women, money, growth, self-improvement, whatever the case is. Let them know that my channel exists. You can't force them to watch it, but you can let them know that my channel exists. You can send them a video or something. If they decide to watch it, it's on them. And join the CLG community. It's that simple. Join the CLG community. Become elite. It may take some time. Some people become elite right away. I'm not going to lie. We've had some guys, as soon as they jump in, they figure it out fairly quickly. They become elite fairly quickly. So some guys figure it out sooner rather than others. But at the end of the day, hey, move at your pace, right? Slow and steady wins the race. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Stole that line from the F1 movie with Brad Pitt. But lock in. It's only $48 a month. Link is in the comments. Link is in the description. I can't wait to see you inside. Peace.